Man, isn't it so cool how the stock market is literally completely fake and how Donald Trump can potentially raise an enormous amount of money because the evaluation of a company is completely based on vibes. Donald Trump's Trump Media and Technology Group. What's the actual Truth Social? That's it. Thank you. Truth Social. Despite being barely used at all and exclusively just a way to get Donald Trump's tweets after he got banned from Twitter and had a hissy fit. Oh yeah, dude, it's worth 10 billion. Yep, that's real. So now you can basically like covertly dump a ton of money into the Trump sort of legal bucket uh, purely because you can give it money through this, right? We're not like directly giving him money. We're just investing into this massively overvaluated stock, in a way that does directly contribute to his wealth. Ain't no way Truth Social is worth 10 billion. No, it's not. But like Tesla's been like the wealthiest company in the universe, and what do? Nothing. They make fewer cars than any other major car company. It's just vibes. In terms of actual worth, this might as well be like a coin minting. Digital World and the newly listed TMTG have surged more than 700% since the deal was announced, cementing TMTG's status as one of Wall Street's so-called meme stocks. This is from Reuters. This is so unserious that Reuters is calling it a meme stock. Like, Reuters, popular among retail traders and whose movement can be driven by posts on social media. So yeah, literally just, oh, now we can invest in this worthless thing. It doesn't actually matter what it produces. How can liberal economists argue there's any objective value to products and stocks at the same? Yeah, the fact, like, people will argue about the rationality of the market and then unironically try to explain how, stock market valuation and business incentives and production line up correctly, in spite of Tesla being as overvaluated as it is, despite producing very, very little, there's no way that's legal. Of course it's legal. Of course it's the stock market. If everyone wants to invest in a stock because it's the hot new meme stock, that valuation go up 10 trillion, $50 trillion. Who cares? Have a bunch of money. Who cares if it's real or means anything? There doesn't need to be a connection to production. This valuation may be more of a proxy on the enthusiasm of supporters for Trump than a reasonable estimate of underlying business prospects. Nice. The stock is currently 67 a share at the moment. Looking forward to Donald Trump breezing his way into the presidency with $50 squadrillion, purely from speculation on Truth Social, a platform that no one uses. The stock created such a frenzy that NASDAQ briefly halted its trading just 2 minutes after it began for the day. Oh my God. Do you know how little traffic Truth Social gets? Like nothing. It's a nothing site. People just use it for Trump. Truth Social ranking by traffic on similar web. Global rank 13,500. 5 million total visits on desktop and mobile from the last month. It's a social media site with 5 million total visits on desktop and mobile from the last month. That's less than my YouTube channel. Significantly less. Because we're talking visits, not views. Views only get counted after 30 seconds of watching a video. Visits? It could be tens of millions from just my main channel. And it's valued at $50 squadrillion. If that's legal, why can't any politician sell shares of their shoe and get all the dark money their sponsors want to give? 2 reasons. 1, there are still requirements you have to meet to get listed on the NASDAQ. And 2, and this is the big one, most politicians don't have an insane cult following like Donald Trump. Donald Trump has, as the experts call it, meme magic. So he can like make some stupid bullshit and throw it out there and people will unironically speculate on it. Like, do you think Ron DeSantis would be able to get any money off of, oh, here's the Ron DeSantis website, speculate, Not so much. Despite the enthusiasm, investors could experience a bumpy ride. For one, they're betting on a company with vague prospects of turning a profit. Who cares? When has that ever mattered? In a pump and dump. AP News, quit promoting the delusional idea that companies turning a profit has anything to do with short-term pump and dump, speculative investing. Like, come on. Trump Media lost $49 million in the first 9 months of last year. Yeah, because it's not a real it's not a real business. Research firm SimilarWeb, oh, they're showing it, estimates Truth Social had roughly 5 million active mobile and web users in February. That's far below TikTok's more than 2 billion and Facebook's 3 billion. Yeah, like 1/500th, but still higher than other alt tech rivals like Parler. Oh, Parler, the site nobody thinks about anymore, because as it turns out, when you create a site, and the whole purpose of which is, hey, Nazis banned from Twitter, do you want like a new place to go to? And no one wants to go there because Nazis don't like being around other Nazis. Pump and dumps are illegal, by the way. Yeah, but you have to be a idiot to get prosecuted for a pump and dump scheme. You have to literally label your stock like this is the pump and dump on the Nasdaq. Like you can make a pump and dump really easily with just the barest pretense of no, this is a real company, you know? Why don't Nazis like being around other Nazis? Because they're weird and unpleasant people. I think there's a possibility of sooner or later the stock price falling by 95%. Trump would undoubtedly disagree with that assessment. On Monday, he told reporters that Truth Social is doing very well. On Tuesday, he posted, "I love Truth Social, I love the truth," on the platform. That's nice. God, I wish the stock market didn't exist. There are other ways to secure capital investment in new businesses, even in a market socialist economy. There are better ways than doing this. Trump Media, which is based in Palm Beach, Florida, said in a regulatory filing that it is, quote, highly dependent on the popularity and presence of President Trump. If the former president were to limit or discontinue his relationship with the company for any reason, including due to his campaign to regain the presidency, the company would be significantly disadvantaged. How? How would the president limit or discontinue his relationship with the website because of his campaign to regain the presidency? He would just keep using the website while he's campaigning. If he was the president, he would probably keep using it, and he would like drive business to it. Like he would like, yeah, if you want to see the president truthing, then go on over. Another risk, the company said, was that as a controlling stockholder, Trump would be entitled to vote his shares in his own interest, which might not always be in the interest of the shareholders generally. If he gets imprisoned, Truth stock will crash 100%. I think it'll go up, if anything. To get nailed for a pump and dump, you basically have to literally coordinate with your buddies to buy a security to inflate the price, then sell at a certain price. Well, yeah, you have to, the FTC has to literally like get the text logs of you and your group chat on like Discord or something, being like, okay, boys, now here's the plan. And even if you do that, I feel like you could probably get away with it most of the time. Where can I invest in shorting Truth Social? No, not financial advice, but I would recommend you hold off on shorting. Vosh, you're not jumping the gun with the stock price. I don't care about the stock price in its own. I care about people buying these shares and giving an enormous amount of money to the Trump campaign. Like, my concern here isn't the valuation of the stock. It's what this represents for capital flow moving into Trump's campaign. TMTG's rise on Tuesday led to losses for investors betting against the stock. Stupid move. Short sellers had racked up $158 million in paper losses this year on their positions in Digital World Acquisition, TMTG. Very smart, very smart. The deal will also inject $300 million in cash into TMTG-owned social media platform Truth Social. Like, all Trump would have to do at a critical moment is sell his shares. Trump can't sell the stock he owns in the stock for 6 months. Most likely it'll collapse by then. 6 months, huh? Is that standard? Or is that just a specific portion of the deal? Because that's important. 6 months. Is that... Yeah, that's standard? Okay. I bet it'll still be high by then, but we'll see. The board can change the 6-month timeline. He might be able to leverage the stock as collateral. That's true, that's true. Yeah, he could get a lot more out of it. I love the economy. I love how I had to make a bunch of, like, long-end hypothetical arguments for specific use cases in decommodified housing the other day, but then you look at the actual economy and the way it operates today, and it's just like, yeah, so companies get listed, and the amount of money they're worth in their listing is based on vibes, you see. And if the vibes go good, then some people make a lot of money, and when the vibes go bad, then a lot of people lose a lot of money. And it's basically up to like the moon cycle and, you know, like very disconnected from any actual output or production. Who on earth would let Trump leverage anything right now? I mean, if he's willing to put up his, like, especially if the stock price is increasing, if he's willing to like put up his shares, you know, he could get something for that. Listen, the reason they would let him leverage his Truth Social stock is because they want him to not be able to pay. They want him to default so they can get all of the cool gold furniture from the Trump Tower penthouse. That's what they're looking to do, you know? The bank will let him leverage out and give him $500 million or whatever because they're hoping that they can get it when it comes time to repossess. You know, yeah, dibs on the gold toilet, exactly. Trump faces gag order in New York hush money criminal case. This just happened. Restricting him from publicly commenting about witnesses and court staff. Makes sense? I still don't have, like, any hope that this particular case is going to lead to anything. Silencing Trump was necessary because of his long-standing history of attacking witnesses, investigators, prosecutors, judges, and others involved in legal proceedings against him. But it's not like anything actually happens to him when he breaks the gag order. He's broken gag orders before. Doesn't lead to anything. A felony is a felony, unless you're wealthy. Yeah, I don't know. This one just never really meant much to me. Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. It's just such a like technicality thing for them all to be counted as felony counts. We went over the specifics of this, but it's like here are like little bits of money that got misdirected as hush money payments, but they all count as a felony because they were done in furtherance of a felony crime, and the felony crime was this, that. It was like, it's just, I mean, again, they got Capone on tax fraud. I don't know. If he uses the stock as collateral, he would just lose the stocks. If he couldn't pay, yeah. U.S. Supreme Court appears skeptical of challenge to abortion pill access. That seems good. The U.S. Supreme Court on Tuesday signaled that it is unlikely to limit access to the abortion pill, as the judges appeared skeptical that the anti-abortion groups and doctors that are challenging the drug have the needed legal standing to pursue the case. That would be nice if it didn't happen. The justices heard arguments in an appeal by Joe Biden's administration of a lower court's ruling in favor of the plaintiffs that would limit how the medication called mifepristone is prescribed and distributed. The case places reproductive rights back in the Supreme Court's agenda. 7. Mail delivery of the drug without a woman first seeing a clinician in person. Solicitor General Elizabeth Preligard told the justices the plaintiffs do not come within 100 miles of the kinds of circumstances needed to show legal injury. Brett Kavanaugh highlighted the existing federal laws that already shield medical personnel from having to perform or assist in abortions. Amy Coney Barrett agreed that for these plaintiffs, the conscience objection is strictly to actually participating in the abortion to end the life of the embryo or fetus. All right, this probably isn't going to happen then. That's good. Yeah, for the most part, the conservative argument towards making abortion illegal is framed as a kind of like, you know, medical access, or sorry, like medical professionals shouldn't be forced to do this unethical thing of performing an abortion, but that doesn't really apply to mail-ordered abortion pills. Mifepristone, yeah. They will do this when they get a chance to, even though it's gotten pretty obvious how electorally damaging the anti-abortion stuff has been to the Republicans. Isn't the Supreme Court hearing a case on this week? Is that not what we're looking at? I feel like it's a Trump presidency is all they're waiting on, then we can hope they can weather that for the next 4 years. Yeah, we just got to make it through this election, guys. We just got to make it through this election.